It's that time for another episode. That means a bunch of new content. This time around, we check out some overlooked awesome gems of the past.
Destination Ed!
So earlier in February, I went to the SoCal Retro Gaming Expo in Ontario. It also takes place at Frank & Sons in the summertime. But this time around, they had a huge Legend of Zelda collection of somebody's that they brought in. And that's pretty much all the footage I got is of the Zelda collection, which is huge. But the entire thing is in a giant convention center in Ontario. They have tons of arcade games, pinball machines, and tons of vendors selling retro games and everything under the sun video games. I actually wish I took more footage, but I was just kind of overwhelmed with all the titles to look at and all the display cases and whatnot, so this is all I really got. Hopefully the next one will be in June again at the Frank & Sons in City of Industry, so check that out, the SoCal Retro Gaming Expo.
Destination Ed!
Not really from the 80s, unless you count the comic book, which came out in the 80s, I think. From Geoff Darrow and Frank Miller comes Big Guy and Rusty, which is a story about basically a giant robot that fights kaiju, and his replacement, who looks like a little Astro Boy, Big Boy character, and he was really cool. They had a lot of violence, a lot of action, super detail. It was ahead of its time. Not too many people appreciated it when it came out, and not many people, I think, know about it now. But if you can track it down on Amazon, you can get the entire DVD set, which came out 26 episodes. Big Guy and Rusty. And then also, in 1986, we have a show called Spiral Zone, which is about super soldiers fighting an evil rogue scientist who took a spaceship and planted these giant generators all around the world that create a zombie mist that enslave the people around it. So all the major cities are gone now. And it's like, you know, it was kind of a metaphor for the Cold War and communism in the Soviet Union, but the characters and the vehicle designs actually came from Japan, the guy who made Gundam. Spiral Zone is a rare gem. Find that if you can.
Tiny Toy Corner!
This is the part where I show you the customs I've been working on or painting. These are little figures you get in capsule machines. I go ahead and paint them. They're all pretty small. For reference, this is the scale here. There's a quarter next to my token here to show you. And these are my tiny Big Guy and Rusty customs. They're made from Big Guy and Rusty action figure heads, and the bodies come from pop vinyl keychain figures. They didn't make very many Big Guy and Rusty figures. They're all pretty big in scale, like 5 inches, and they think they made a Big Guy who's like 12 inches, and he actually talks and stuff. And these are the Spiral Zone figures. Eric Neela Customs designed these guys off of a Gashapon that actually existed for Spiral Zone, but these were continuation characters that he designed himself. I actually painted them in the 1986 cartoon style, and this is a vehicle they actually designed and customized, and then I painted it, and there it is.
Tiny Toy Corner! And no episode of Pop-Up G-Show would be complete without a karaoke rendition from our puppet friend Danny. Enjoy.
Joseph Stalin, non-carb, Nasser Renko, Capia, Rockefeller, Campanella, Communist Bloc. Roy Cohn, One Perron, Toscanini, Jack Ron, Dien Bien, Fool Falls, Rock around the clock. Einstein, James Dean, Brooklyn Scott, Winning Team, Davy Crockett, Peter Pan, Elvis Presley, Disneyland, Fireball, Budapest, Alabama, Cruise Ship, Princess Grace, Pink Grace, Trouble in the Suez. Little Rock, Passion Rock, Mickey Mantle, Cadillac, Sputnik, Shaw Lions, on the River Kwai, Lebanon, Chosin, California, Baseball, Stark, Weather, Homicide, Children of the Little Man. Buddy Holly, Ben Hur, Space Monkey, Mafia, Hula Hoops, Castro, Esso, Izanoco, U2, Superman, Reveal, and Kennedy, Chubby, Czechoslovakia, Belgians in the Congo. Hemingway, Eichmann, Stranger in a Strange Land, Dylan, Berlin, Bay of Pigs Invasion, Lawrence of Arabia, British Beatlemania, Ole Miss, John Glenn, Mr. Beach, Patterson, Paul, Malcolm X, British politician, sex, JFK, blown away, what else do I have to say? Foot Control, Ho Chi Minh, Richard Nixon, back again, Moonshot, Woodstock, Watergate, Punk Rock, Reagan, Reagan, Palestine, terror on the airline, Ayatollahs in Iran, Russians in Afghanistan, Wheel of Fortune, Sally Ride, heavy metal, suicide, foreign death, homelessness, AIDS, crack, real death, epidemics on the shore, China's on the martial law, rock and roll, the color wars, I can't take it anymore.
Well, wasn't that fun and totally random? There's one more episode in the can for you. I have no idea how frequent or infrequent these shows are going to be, but when they come out, I hope you enjoy them. But if you don't, you didn't watch this anyway, so till next time, end transmission.